Setting the stage. History is full of dramatic turning points, but few are as startling, or as literal, as the act of throwing people out of windows. Welcome to the story of the Defenestrations of Prague, two moments in European history that shaped the course of nations and sparked wars that would define the continent for centuries. Let's step back in time to the heart of Bohemia, a land of castles, kings, and unrelenting religious conflict. Prague in the 15th century, a powder keg of religious tensions. Our story begins in 1419, a time when Prague was caught in the crossfire of religious reform and political power struggles. The city was the epicenter of the Hussite movement, a reformist challenge to the Catholic Church led by Jan Hus, a fiery preacher who called for change. But in a world dominated by popes and emperors, reform came at a cost. When Hus was executed for heresy, his followers rose in rebellion. Prague became a city on edge, ready to explode. The first defenestration of Prague, 1419. It was a sweltering summer day in July 1419. A crowd of angry Hussites marched through the streets of Prague, led by their priest, Jan Zalewski. Their destination? The new town hall. Inside, a group of Catholic city councillors had refused to release Hussite prisoners. Tensions boiled over as the mob stormed the building. In a moment of chaos, the councillors were seized and hurled out of the windows. The crowd below ensured they didn't survive the fall. This act of defiance marked the beginning of the Hussite Wars, a bloody conflict that would ravage the region for years. A new era of turmoil, the lead-up to the Second Defenestration. Fast forward 2 centuries to 1618. Europe was a patchwork of religious factions, and Bohemia was once again at the heart of the storm. The Protestant nobility of Bohemia had grown increasingly frustrated with the Catholic Habsburg rulers, who they accused of violating their religious freedoms. The tension reached its breaking point in Prague Castle, the seat of power and a symbol of authority. The Second Defenestration of Prague, 1618. May 23, 1618. A group of Protestant nobles stormed the castle and confronted 2 Catholic officials. Heated words turned to action, and in a flash, the officials were thrown from a 3rd-story window. This wasn't just any fall, it was a drop of nearly 70 feet. Miraculously, they survived, landing in a pile of manure below. Catholics declared a divine intervention, while Protestants claimed it was sheer luck. Regardless of the explanation, this act ignited the 30 Years' War, one of the deadliest conflicts in European history. Defenestration as a symbol, the power of protest. What makes defenestration such a striking act? It's both a literal and symbolic rejection of authority, an explosive way to say, we will not be ruled this way. In Prague, the act became more than a moment of rebellion. It was a message, one that echoed across centuries, reshaping the political and religious landscape of Europe. The legacy of the defenestrations. Today, the defenestrations of Prague are remembered as pivotal events in European history. They highlight the fragility of power, the dangers of intolerance, and the human capacity for bold defiance. The windows of Prague remind us that history isn't just written, it's hurled, sometimes violently, into the future. Fun facts and myths. Here are some fascinating tidbits about the defenestrations. The word defenestration comes from the Latin de, out of, and fenestra, window. During the Second Defenestration, rumors spread that angels had saved the Catholic officials, a claim fiercely debated even today. Prague has embraced its defenestration history with humor, with some modern art pieces paying homage to this peculiar act. Conclusion: Windows to the past. The defenestrations of Prague remind us that history is as much about dramatic acts as it is about the reasons behind them. They teach us the cost of division and the power of collective action. So the next time you look out a window, remember the stories of Prague and the events that shaped our world.